Hello, and welcome to this episode of Batavia's Spotlight, where we get to know more about community organizations and businesses here in Batavia and in our local communities. I'm Ellen Huxtable, your host. So let's get started. Today we have Tracy Dunn from Elder Day Center. Good afternoon, Tracy, and welcome.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit, what is Elder Day Center?
Elder Day Center is an adult daycare facility. So what we do is our goal is to keep our senior citizens in their homes and in a safe community or in a safe environment with their families for a little longer. And the way that we do that is by providing a day program alternative to early nursing home placement. So we provide therapeutic activities that run the whole gamut throughout the day. We make sure that we're exercising both our minds and our bodies. We work on fine and gross motor skill games. We do cognition. We do fun activities, arts and crafts, which have all been proven to keep our minds and bodies as sharp as possible. So through our programming, we can provide an additional on average, additional 14.1 months to keep a senior in their home and with their loved ones. All the program also is done under the guise of fun, and so we make sure that our senior citizens are having an enjoyable time as well.
So what are the requirements for a senior to participate in your program?
We ask that we serve the 55 and better crowd, and we also ask that people who attend be able to manage themselves in the restroom. We do have nursing staff that is able to assist, but we do, because we are a social model and not a medical model, we do aim to promote dignity in that way. And also that a senior be able to feed themselves. And if they use a wheelchair or walker, they just need to be able to self-propel themselves. So we really want to embrace the use it or lose it model, because the more we let our bodies and minds atrophy, the less our ability will become.
And how many individuals can you have in your program at any time?
In our current space, that we can serve up to 35 seniors a day. We allow our families to create their own schedule, set schedule. We have some minimum requirements too. We like to have our participants come at least 2 days a week. That helps to give you the maximum benefit of the program, and it allows our staff to really understand your loved one. So we understand what kind of coffee they like, what activities are going to work the best for them, their likes, their dislikes. And so therefore, because of that, we can serve more than 35 people. We just have to we do a little bit of scheduling. So we do have a lot of Batavia residents that do take part of the program, and we do serve as far north as South Elgin, as far west as Elburn, and even as far away as Oswego right now. So we have a lot coming to us.
So do you still have capacity in your program now?
Absolutely, we do. So we are always looking to get the word out. So thank you for allowing us to be a part of this program.
Absolutely.
We generally like to be the step before you even need to consider long-term placement. So the more people that know about us ahead of time allows people to enjoy the maximum quality of their life. So our program really helps to slow the progression of disease and also to increase the quality of life. Even with various dementias, we can't cure, even with the highest doses of medicine. We can't cure that, but what we can do is engage the therapies that improve the quality of life for longer. So that's really our goal.
So if an individual has some of the dementia characteristics, they could still participate in your program?
Yes, actually, predominantly our program is comprised of people with dementia, and so our staff is very well trained in the types of care and the different types of dementia, from Parkinson's to Alzheimer's to Lewy body to frontal temporal dementia, and so forth. And we do have staff training that goes along with that as well. The additional program that we do provide to the community is we do caregiver support. And we do run a monthly support group to caregivers that's open to the community, and that's on the 3rd Thursday of every month. That's held at Elder Day Center, which is located at 328 West Wilson in Batavia. And that gives our community caregivers amount of support. So that's a program that can be engage with whether or not you have a loved one there. So maybe you're taking care of someone in your family, or just going through some experience yourself. So we like to help out the community in that way.
That's great. Now, what are the hours of service?
Our adult day program, if that program runs from 7:30 in the morning to 5:30 at night, Monday through Friday. So it's perfect for somebody who's a working caregiver and taking care of mom or dad, or even a spouse that just needs a bit of a reprieve and some respite. So yes, those are our hours.
What are your goals for the people that you're working with, for your clients?
Sure. As I mentioned before, we want to slow that progression of disease. We can alleviate depression and isolation. So many seniors often face that as we go through life. There's a lot of loss that's associated with that in terms of loss of ability, loss of freedom, loss of friends, loss of family support. People as we get older pass away. And so we do provide a family sense in that way. And so through that, we can break down the isolation and depression and anxiety. So those are some of our goals. And then also, again, as I mentioned, to slow that cognition decline. And additionally, for our caregivers, we want to boost their support and give them the resources that they need. So should somebody not be a fit for the adult day program, I certainly still welcome phone calls. We are happy to link them to correct services for senior care in our community.
So you're a real resource for people.
We aim to be. Thank you.
That's great. And what are the fees for the services that you provide?
That also can depend on where an individual is at. There are some long-term care plans that we can take, and then there are some, although with the state budget crisis as it is, there are some state programs that are out there. Whether or not they will continue based on what is happening down in Springfield is yet to be determined. But we are a nonprofit, and so we do subsidize our costs. So I often like to ask families just to give us a call, because we like to go through all the possible options. But all of our fees do include all resources, a hot lunch, morning and afternoon snack, and any entertainment or field trips that we may be having.
Do you look for donations? Do you look for volunteers?
Yes. Yes to both.
Good.
So we do have opportunities for volunteers, whether it's on a board level, to anything to running a community drive at your place of work. Oftentimes the holidays is a great time to remember people, and it's not just seniors or not just the children that need additional help. So we do supply drives, and so those things have really helped us out to subsidize some of the operational costs to run a nonprofit for senior citizens. And yes, the holiday giving too. We welcome any donations and to remember your seniors. So really working to break down that ageism in our society and breaking down the tiers of segmented service as it would be.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about how we can contact you? People that want to know more about your organization, maybe volunteer, maybe don't make a donation, or especially if they want to have more information for perhaps a family member or a loved one, how can they contact you?
Absolutely. Well, our phone number is 630-761-9750, and we'd be happy to direct, depending on what the need is, to call for. And our website, which would have additional information, is www.elderdaycenter.org.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for letting us know more about this really valuable resource in the community. Thank you.
Thanks.
And now, a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Tom Wangler, president of Confident Air. Regular maintenance can prolong the life of your furnace and keep your energy costs to a minimum. Plus, there's less of a chance of a breakdown on a cold winter night. Your furnace needs proper care and attention to keep it running smoothly, so you don't end up paying too much for heating during the cold winter months, or worse yet, with deadly carbon monoxide poisoning. We recommend an annual inspection to ensure safe operation. Confident Air, your trusted home comfort professionals since 1992.
Welcome back. Our next guests today are Kevin Moriarty and Ann Vague from Waterline Riders. Hi, and how are you today?
Hi, Ellen. We're doing great. How about you?
That's good. Thank you so much for being with us. Can you tell us a little bit about Waterline and how it was started?
Ann, why don't you take that one?
All right. Waterline Riders was started in February of 2012 at Water Street Studios. It was the brainchild of Jim Kirchhoff, who was one of the original founders of Water Street Studios, and Kevin and myself. And we wanted to create something new for writers, something that was not a writer's workshop or a writer's group, something like an event where we could hear different writers reading their original work and invite everyone to come and listen as well.
So what kind of events are these? This is something that's a little bit new or different to me. So what kind of events are the writers' events?
We take about 5 or 6 writers. We select them from submissions, and we have them read for roughly 8 to 10 minutes. And we've had poets, fiction writers, nonfiction writers, playwrights. We've had plays read. We've had screenwriters read their screenplays. We get about 50 or 60 people at an event, and we've had up to 85 or so, depending on who shows up. And it's just a great time. So we have 3 writers. We usually take a break, socialize for a bit, and then we follow up with 2 more. And then at the end of the event, we have an open mic, which is, of course, anybody can do the open mic. And that lasts half an hour sometimes, and then we're done for the night. And it's a wonderful time. We have a great time.
So are these works that are in progress, or are these works that are completed?
Both. We accept any kind of original work that has been published or that is not yet published. We like to feature writers who are well established, as well as writers who are, just working on their writing and just show a lot of talent.
Is it a critique session, or is it just a presentation session?
Nope, it's like a concert. Think of it as a concert.
Okay.
That's kind of what it's like. There is no workshopping, there's no critiquing involved. It's just a place where the writers can perform their work.
It's great. You don't get that very often anymore. You don't get a place where you have something that's of that difference, that kind of a different kind of an event. So that's great.
Yeah, we don't think there are many of these kind of events between here and the city either.
Right.
So we get people from all over, both writers and attendees from the entire Chicago area.
So how does somebody audition for this? How does somebody get chosen or selected for this?
You can go to www.waterlinewriters.org. And you can read our facts and submission guidelines, and that will tell you everything you need to know to send us a submission at waterlinewriters@gmail.com. Typically, we're looking for something that will last for about 10 minutes, and that's usually around 1,500 to 2,000 words. So writers will submit their work, any kind of fiction, nonfiction, poetry, spoken word poetry, which is sometimes submitted in the form of a video. And then we read through their work, and we accept most people who.
How long are your presentations? How long are these events?
The events start at 7, and usually we're done by around 9 o'clock, and that includes roughly a half an hour for the open mic, give or take. So 7 to 9 on a Sunday evening, 3rd Sunday of every month between September and May.
So you take off for a little bit during the summer months and let people do fun things outside for a little while.
And us.
And you too, right?
That's
Absolutely.
right.
We let people write during the summer, and then they can come
true.
and read.
Yeah.
So it's all different genres that are presented there, and they're just. Do people pick excerpts then that are sort of self-contained, or are they sometimes it's like reading the Three Musketeers, and they'll have something that has a cliffhanger at the end?
Once in a while, we've had a few of those. It's kind of like they end at a cliffhanger, and then they say, "Well, now you can buy the book and read the rest." kind of an approach. We don't get that too often, but it has happened. But we do occasionally get excerpts from like a novel that they have written, and they'll do a small setup at the beginning, say, "Okay, here's where we're at in the novel," and then boom, they go. But we do ask our writers for it to be somewhat self-contained. We don't really ask for cliffhangers, that's for sure. And of course the poets and the spoken word artists, and spoken word is kind of like, I call it rap without the music. Those guys, obviously everything's self-contained and a performance piece almost.
That's great. Now, one of the things is that's involved, I'm sure, is more than just the people that are doing the presentations. Do you have opportunities for other people to get involved as volunteers or working with your group in other ways besides the open mics and the presentations?
We do have 6 or 7 volunteers, and they're very, very loyal, hardworking volunteers, and other people keep asking if they can help. But right now we're really set with our volunteers. And
you're very self-contained, so that's great.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
We do try to promote other writing groups throughout the Fox Valley, and we've seen a lot of different kinds of events and additional small writing groups kind of come into being because of people who meet at Waterline Writers and because of some of the opportunities that we offer. So we try to keep track of other opportunities and list those on our website and promote them on Facebook.
Excellent. Now, how are you funded? How are you supported in this?
Well, us.
Initially, we were self-funded. It didn't really take a lot of money to come together and listen to wonderful literature every month. We were very fortunate that Water Street Studios provided us with a beautiful venue, basically for free. We meet in the main art gallery at Water Street Studios. So it's a lovely setting, and
nice.
They've been very generous. We do request a $5 admission now, and the reason we decided to start doing that was that we wanted to be able to give each of our 5 featured writers a $25 honorarium.
Oh, that's good. That's nice.
That's why we ask for the admission right now.
And pay for cookies once in a while, maybe.
That's true.
Yeah, we
There's
do
a
have
cookie fund.
Cookies and crackers.
Absolutely. And so finally, how can you be contacted? If people are interested, how do they get in touch with you and think about participating with you?
Well, there's a couple ways. First, our website is a marvelous resource, both to contact us with our submission guidelines and the FAQs, and it's a great resource for community writing groups. We actually have done a considerable amount of work on the website, and that is waterlinewriters.org.
Okay.
If you want to submit to us to read, you can go to waterlinewriters@gmail.com. But I'd recommend you look at the submission guidelines on the website first.
And so the information is there, and one of the two of you will probably be answering it for the group.
True.
And we appreciate very much the opportunities that you're bringing to the community. So thank you so much, both for the presenters and for us that are in the community that might be interested in learning about this and the kinds of things that our fellow people are doing in the city of Batavia and beyond.
Please come. Everyone is welcome. Our audience includes writers as well as many people who just enjoy literature.
Well, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you.
Thank you for including us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for being with us today, and we'll be right back.
The Kane County Chronicle is your best source for news and information in print and online in the Tri-Cities and Caneland.
This is Chronicle Country.
Welcome back. Our final guest is Dominic Catero with the Batavia Fine Arts Center. Welcome, Dominic.
Hi there, how are you?
Fine, and how are you?
I'm fantastic, thanks for asking.
So tell us a little bit about the Fine Arts Center. How long has it been there?
So the Fine Arts Center has been here physically we're in our 5th year now, which I can't even begin to fathom that it's been that long. But some people would even say that, the Batavia Fine Arts Center has been in the works for 30 plus years, just in all of the research and the trying and the aiming and the attempts to get something like this built multiple times, and then finally 5 years ago coming through to fruition and having what has become a staple in our community for the arts is just great.
Great. So I know you have events. So how many events do you have every year?
Well, I don't know that I could give you a number. We have actual public events, so this wouldn't include rehearsals or other times like that. We have to have, between 60 and 80 different events any year. Now that doesn't count all of the things, when you have events, shows on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they'll be in there Monday through Thursday rehearsing themselves and things like that. So many of the things are in preparation for the public events that we have. So it's kind of a deceiving number to say that, because I would say in terms of occupancy, like when we actually have things going on there, we are fully at 80% of the time. We have something going on, if not more than one thing going on. And the remaining of that time, we are preparing for or getting ready for different rentals or district events or national tours or things like that, so that we are constantly bringing the community and the students of Batavia something that is special, something that is unique and artistic for them.
Now, the things that you mentioned, we have things certainly that are Batavia High things, we have the middle school things, we have things that are professional groups coming in.
Yeah.
We have a whole variety. Can you give us a little bit of a rundown as to what all kinds of things you have?
So I like to say that the Fine Arts Center operates on 3 different levels, if you can think of it that way. The first, and its primary intent, is and always will be local district events. So that is school district BPS 101 events from any level, from kindergarten up through seniors in high school, from arts events to wrestling matches or administrative meetings or things like that. So our primary focus is that. So that's one way that we function. Our second way that we function is in our rentals. So, when this was being asked to be built, it was told to the community that they'd be able to use this location, and they wouldn't have to have students in school to be able to take advantage of this. So we have rentals from children's youth theater productions and the Fox Valley Orchestra. So we've got a ton of different rentals that come in and rent the space to perform their own events. And then the third way in which we function is our national touring series, which the touring series is in our 4th season, our fantastic 4th season. And so that is where we go out. I go and find some high-quality talent from around the country, and we bring it right here home to Batavia so that people can appreciate that, and they don't have to go downtown Chicago, and they don't have to pay exorbitant parking fees, and they can keep their revenue dollars here, because most of the time when people go out to dinner, or go to the theater, they're going to go out to dinner. So let's keep that here in Batavia for our local businesses. So those are the 3 ways that we operate. But even within those 3 ways that we operate, the thing we always emphasize at all times is that it is something for the students. So even when we have a rental going on or a national tour going on, there is always a way that it is benefiting the students. We're always bringing it back to students. So for example, when we had Spotlight Youth Theater was in here the past 2 weeks doing 2 different productions. They're a renter of ours, but they do school-time performances. So in our negotiation, we get them to provide us with tickets to their shows so our elementary students can come and go to a free arts field trip. Our high school students serve as interns for all our national tours. Our stage, which is the Theater Boosters organization, sells concessions for different tours and dance competitions to help bring that money back to the students yet again. So there's never a time where something that we're doing here isn't going directly back to benefiting the students. So that's our primary focus.
That's great. Now, you've had lots of events. What has been the most popular event?
Well, boy, it varies. It varies drastically. Successful events for our students have been Shrek the Musical has been a great one. Last year's play was a world premiere, Little Brother. That was very successful for the students. The Kaleidoscope concert every year for the music department is always a huge, huge community evening with great December activities that happen there. In terms of national tours, we have had some great celebrities there. We've had Ed Asner, the Osmonds, Ryan Stiles, some Dancing with the Stars pros. And this year we've got Broadway stars. The original Mark and Roger from Rent will be here this coming year. So people get very excited about that. But one of the national tours, one that has stood out for our community is 2 years ago we had a show called Well Strung. Mm-hmm. And that actually became our most requested show to make a return appearance. So we're bringing them back this Christmas for a Well-Strung Christmas. So
that's great. What are a couple of things that people might not know about the BFAC?
So if I wanted people to know what was going on at the BFAC or something they didn't know, I would say the most important thing would be that we now have an arts center that we can call our own. The arts to a community is its lifeline. It's culture. It's what people will look back and see as we go 50, 100 years into the future. And I mean, if I were to, play an Elvis song right now, mm-hmm. you would automatically have memories and thoughts. If we were to bring a painting in front of you, emotions would start to twirl and it would speak to a specific time in history. And that's what we're doing right now. We're bringing the culture to our town, and we're creating our culture as a community, whether it's a local community as localized as the Batavia Public Schools, or if it's as broad as bringing the arts and establishing our cultural community to the city of Batavia itself. And I think that is a crucial element to any society, and it's just exciting to know that we're doing that. And I would want people to know that is what we strive to do every day, and that's what we are training students to do every day. And that is something worth talking about.
Well, that leads right into the question about season tickets.
Just as I thought,
Look
right?
at that, yeah. Season tickets.
Yes, well, we do. We have season ticket options for those people who love coming to the Fine Arts Center. Absolutely, we want to make that more affordable for them. So we have multiple packages. We've got a 3, 4, 5, and then a full show package. And the nice thing about our season tickets is you get to pick what shows you want to see. So we have 7 shows that are available. If you don't want to see all 7, well, and there's only 4 that you want to see, choose those 4 and make your own package.
Make your own package.
Yeah, the greatest thing is that you are able to set the dates now, mm-hmm. With friends, family from all over the place. We get so busy, and it's nice to say, hey, these 4 times or these 5 times, we're just going to come together and have a good time. And we've got season ticket holders that our reach is far beyond Batavia at mm-hmm. this point. We go all the way north of Elgin, we go out to DeKalb, we go south to Yorkville, and we go all the way east to Lombard with a high pocket in Arlington Heights, and we're seeing improved growth in the Chicago zip codes, believe it or not, with Chicago people driving out west to come see things at a cheaper price than they would downtown.
And they know quality when they see it.
That is what I like to think. Absolutely.
Well, how can people get a hold of you or learn more about BFAC or get tickets? How can people interact with you?
Yeah. So our website is a new website this year, so there's contact us there. It's bataviafineartscenter.org. There's descriptions of different shows. Our phone number is 630-937-8930. Whether you're wanting to buy tickets or become a volunteer, we have volunteering opportunities. Ushers are local community people who, when
Excellent.
they usher, they get to see free entertainment and things like that. So yeah, contact us with any questions or becoming involved in any way.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Dominic.
Thank you.
It's been great to learn more about this. Remember, you can watch us on Comcast Channel 17, AT&T UVerse Channel 99, or on our website, www.mybatv.com. I'm your host, Ellen Huxtable, and we'll see you again next time. If you have any questions or comments, please contact us at 630-937-5413 or email us at info@mybatv.com. Have a wonderful day.